Keep it short. It's dead on arrival, he said.
Boom.
That's what he said.
That's what he said.
Madam Chair and members, I'm presenting a Assembly Bill 2492 on behalf of Assembly Member Alejo. I think after today we'll be a joint author of the bill. And this is a follow-up to AB 2 that went into effect in January, where we begin a Community Revitalization Investment Authority, also known as CREAs, the reincarnation of the redevelopment agencies, if we may. The purpose of this bill is to address a number of concerns that have been brought forward by our local communities, and it would clarify a couple of things. One, it would begin to look at nationwide, statewide, or citywide levels of area median income to identify an area in need of the reinvestment and revitalization, making that one of the criterias to be considered. The other would allow to use unemployment data from the U.S. Census Bureau and the American Community Survey, in addition to the information provided by the state's Employment Development Department. And the other change would be that it would allow for other public safety statistics requiring local agencies to compare local data for violent or property crimes and compare it to the statewide average. All of these being set up for the purpose of evaluating whether or not these communities can establish these revitalization investment authorities. With me today is Dan Carrick from the League of Cities, who will provide any technical support or to answer any questions you may have.
Okay. Thank
you. Madam Chair, members, Dan Carrick on behalf of the League of California Cities. As the author stated, the bill is primarily cleanup to last year's AB 2. There is some opposition that will argue about one piece of this bill, and I just want to make sure I highlight that a little bit. There are two things in the bill that are different, basically, than the existing law. One is, under existing law, in order to establish the area, it was compared to the statewide median. And some communities, primarily from the coastal regions, in the fall said, well, wait a second, why can't I use my countywide median? Because obviously the income difference is there. So that's one place where the bill is adjusted to allow communities to use their regional median income as opposed to statewide median. And the only other thing is under the EIFD tool, the Enhanced Infrastructure Finance District Law, that's a tax increment measure. The administration authorized, when they approved that bill, authorized a couple of other funding streams to be potentially used as part of these tools, and this bill would allow those same tools to be used with the CREA. So those are the two differences. Everything else is just clarifying the law that was passed.
Thank you very much. Anybody else speaking in support of this bill today?
Thank you, Madam Chair and members. My apologies for not providing a letter to the committee, but we did want to voice our support on behalf of the City of San Diego. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Erica Arriaga on behalf of the League of California Cities Latino Caucus.
Thank you very much. Anybody speaking in opposition to this bill today?
Sit or lean on the glass. Okay. Madam Chair, members, Bob Naylor. I represent Fieldstead and Company. We have been concerned about property rights issues, and this bill is about expanding eminent domain in California to take private property from some people and give to private developers. The record of eminent domain has not been very good in California. When I was elected to the legislature 38 years ago, the same blocks in downtown Sacramento were boarded up then as are boarded up now. The problem with the redevelopment model, which is essentially to float bonds against future tax increment to get a lot of money and buy up a lot of properties for redevelopment, is that the agencies don't often guess very well about what their next recession is going to be or whether someone is actually going to be interested in redeveloping the property. So the famous Kelo versus New London, Connecticut decision about 11 years ago involved a woman's home that was taken by a redevelopment agency in Connecticut for a development purpose. I think Pfizer had its eye on the property. That home was torn down along with the neighboring homes. The Supreme Court upheld that as a constitutional exercise of the public purpose doctrine, but that property has still not been redeveloped. So the lady lost her home, and we just think that kind of taking of private property for private development should not be encouraged. This bill is a significant expansion of the concept of the Community Revitalization Authority. It will expand it to a lot more communities. It's not needed because the EIFD, the Enhanced Infrastructure Financing District law, which does not involve eminent domain, allows for tax increment, and by the way, requires a public vote on the bonds, something that this legislature should want to happen, because when you can get bonds without a vote, it encourages more indebtedness, and cities are under enough pressure as it is handling the growing pension debt. So we ask for your no vote.
Thank you very much. Next person speaking in opposition.
Madam Chair and members of the committee, thank you for allowing me the opportunity to appear before you today. My name is Marco Mlukatin. I'm with the California Alliance to Protect Private Property Rights. AB 2492 is a threat to private property, and it's very real. It grants, and its powers it grants should not be characterized as mere technical changes. Under redevelopment agencies, blight designations were abused, but at least prior to AB 2, public agencies would have to consider whether property posed a serious health or public safety risk threat to the occupants or the community. That is no longer the case thanks to AB 2. AB 2492 will further erode what limited private property rights exist. This legislation, in conjunction with AB 2, develops presumptive blight designations based on statistics that measure local government's failure to police neighborhoods, maintain public infrastructure, and be business friendly, all of which are beyond the private property owner's control. Instead of requiring public agencies to use statewide statistics, this legislation allows them to use county or city, allowing them to cherry pick statistics so that they can deem more properties blighted in wealthier neighborhoods. Essentially, this bill does not provide any protections for working class neighborhoods where homes are in perfect conditions or businesses support jobs. There's no compensation for moving expenses or loss of business. There is no required vote of the people. All some politically connected developer needs to do is make the case that their hotel, golf course, or strip mall will generate greater economic activity than currently exists, and there is no guarantee of that. Instead, why not pass regulatory reforms, tax cuts, or even CEQA reform to stimulate development and economic growth? Such an approach invites traditional exchange of private property between willing sellers and buyers. It is good business. It saves taxpayers' dollars. Your constituents believe in private property rights. They believe that if one works hard to earn their property, they should be able to keep it. Private property rights was intended to apply to everyone and not just the wealthy and politically connected. I respectfully request your consideration to oppose this bill. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anybody else speaking in support today? Mr. Wolf?
Yes, Madam Chair, members, wanting to be respectful for the two witnesses to his side, David Wolf with the Howard Jarvis Taxpayers Association, agree with the prior two comments, ask for a no vote.
Thank you very much. Questions or comments from the committee? Ms. Waldron?
I just wanted to make a comment. I was a huge supporter of redevelopment, so I understand what you're trying to do. When I looked at the data in my city, the per capita income is $18,241. In my whole city of Escondido, where I was a council member, the household average income is $42,005. The state median income is $61,933. So when you look at it, generally, a large portion of my city would be eligible to be, part of this type of a revitalization program. So I understand the benefits for sure. to me, my concern is that now it's become relative from city to city to county, and there's no consistency, which, I think having the consistency made it smoother and easier to work with, and deal with on an overall basis as a program. So I can't support it today. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else from the committee? Mr. Garcia, would you like to close?
Madam Chair, if I may, I'd like to defer to Dan to just kind of address a couple of the points that I would have to say I would respectfully disagree and to some degree intellectually dishonest. This bill isn't about expanding eminent domain. It's about giving our local governments the necessary tools to stimulate economic development and growth. And the governor, when he signed AB 2, made it very clear to put in a significant amount of backstops to ensure that the abuses that we saw with the prior redevelopment agencies did not take place. And I mean, just to remind the legislature, this took about 3 stabs at it before he actually signed this bill into law. But I'd like Dan to just address some of those points.
Very briefly, as the author said, a couple of things. It did take 3 years to get AB 2 finally into law. Obviously, there were lots of discussions in the policy committees as well as with administration about making sure some of the structure of the new tool matched up with some of the concerns with the prior tool. This is a lot different than the old redevelopment law. I'm talking about AB 2, not this bill, because this bill is just a minor cleanup. But you have to have a public process before you even set up the law. There is a protest process. There's not a vote, but there's a full protest process with the ability for the community to vote and shut it down if they're not happy with the plan. There at every 10-year intervals, if the community doesn't feel like the plan is being effectively implemented, they can shut it down. There's a lot of protections in the law. There was talk about the Kelo case. Well, the voters actually adopted in California Proposition 99 a number of years ago to address the Kelo case. So that has been addressed in the law. And so again, what this bill does, besides just clarifying, what the exact data is at EDD and the Department of Justice, working with those agencies. Besides, it only does 2 things. One, at the request of some of the jurisdictions that have higher income challenges, they've said, why can't I use my countywide median? It's in the bill. That's a purview of the legislature whether or not that's appropriate. But we've heard a lot about the challenges of building housing, especially in the coastal areas. And this is the only tax increment tool out there that has a 25% affordable housing set aside in the tool. And then the other thing it does is allow a little bit more flexibility in terms of options, the same financial options that EIFD has, and that's the bill. Appreciate your support.
Thank you very much. That bill still needs a motion and a second.
Move the bill.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded.
Respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Okay, thank you very much. Secretary, please call the roll.
The motion is do pass. Eggman.
Aye.
Eggman, aye. Waldron. Waldron, no. Mullen. Mullen, aye. Bonilla. Bonilla, aye. Chu. Cooley. Cooley, aye. Jones. Gordon. Gordon, aye. Linder.
The bill's out 5-1. Thank you very much,
Have a
Mr. Garcia. Mr. Thurman is up next. I don't see him in the room, but I do see Mr. Ridley Thomas. Please, sir.
Thank you, Chair, colleagues. Before I begin, I'd like to thank the committee staff for their hard work, and we'll be accepting the committee amendments on page 3. They're timely and practicable. I'd like to present AB 2389, which will allow special districts to transition from at-large to district-based elections without voter approval. This bill mirrors SB 493, which you will recall, Chair and committee members, deals with populations that have fewer than 100,000 people transitioning from at-large to district elections without voter approval. With that, we would respectfully request an aye vote.
Thank you very much. First person speaking in support.
Jeanette Sanipatin, Legislative Attorney on behalf of MALDEF. We are a co-sponsor of AB 2389. a similar bill to the Cooper bill. It just allows special districts the ability to convert to by-district elections by ordinance. What we uncovered was special districts, there's no state uniformity in law in terms of how they can convert. And so we really believe that this is a critical tool for special districts to utilize in order to allow them to convert to by-district elections. And we think that it really provides them the flexibility to also end minority vote dilution that's caused by at-large electoral systems without enduring those costly litigation. And so for those reasons, we ask for your support.
Thank you very much. Others speaking in support?
Dylan Gibbons with the California Special Districts Association in support.
Jean Hurst here today on behalf of the Association of California Healthcare Districts in support.
Thank you.
Trudy Schaefer for the League of Women Voters of California in support.
Thank you.
Raul Macias on behalf of ACLU of California in support.
Thank you very much. Anybody speaking in opposition to this bill today? Moved and milled, seconded. And just to clarify, the bill does not apply to districts with appointed boards.
And that was one of the amendments.
Correct. Thank you very much. Would you like to close, Mr. Ridley Thomas?
Respectfully request an aye vote. Thank the chair and the committee for your work.
Thank you very much. Secretary, please call the roll.
The motion is due pass as amended. Eggman.
Aye.
Eggman, aye. Waldron. Aye. Waldron, aye. Mullen. Aye. Mullen, aye. Bonilla. Bonilla, aye. Chu. Cooley. Aye. Cooley, aye. Jones. Gordon. Linder.
That bill's out 5-0. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chair and committee.
Calling for Mr. Thurman. Mr. Mullen. We're doing Mullen's bill.
We're doing Mullen.
I did, but he's not here. You can call Thurman also.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members. AB 2030 increases the purchasing thresholds of Samtrans and BART to allow relatively low-cost procurements to be processed in a more efficient and expeditious manner while still complying with Federal Transit Administration requirements. Specifically, the bill raises the limit under which the agencies can purchase supplies, equipment, and materials via the best value process from $100,000 to $150,000, and increases the small purchase threshold from $2,500 to $5,000, allowing the agencies additional flexibility to meet their purchasing needs more quickly. Members, this is about efficiency so that these agencies can spend less time processing paperwork for these relatively low-cost purchases and go about the important work of keeping Caltrain and BART running on time. With that, I turn to my witnesses in support.
Thank you, everybody. This does enjoy a due pass on this pretty district bill. Please.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Second. Thank you. All right.
All right, Matt Robinson on behalf of the San Mateo County Transit District. We're in support of this measure. Mr. Mullen did a great job of laying it out. We've just seen, as he said, the cost of the materials, equipment, supplies going up. Some examples of purchases would be like brake pads on buses, for example, the scaffolding we use on our service stations, et cetera, et cetera. I think the bill does maintain a certain level of competition among suppliers as it protects the investment of public dollars by requiring the 3 different quotations on the purchase. And then finally, I'll just say that I appreciate the concerns raised in the analysis related to CPI, and we're going to take a look at that and potentially make some changes there. So with that, I'd ask for your aye vote.
Thank you.
Madam Chair and members, Tim Schott on behalf of the San Francisco Bay Area Rapid Transit District. BART's pleased to sponsor the bill, and we thank the good Assembly member for carrying it and appreciate your attention. For the reasons that have previously been stated in terms of efficiency, making sure that our contracting is still fair, we'd ask you to please support the bill, and I'm here if you have any questions.
Thank you. Okay. Anybody else speaking in support today? People speaking in opposition to the bill? Questions from the committee? Ms. Waldron?
No, I was just following up. I had a similar bill from my transit district, and Labor didn't like it at all. So I'm wondering what amendment or
What's your
how
magic,
did you
Mr.
work on it to make that not be the case.
We were working with labor, took an amendment to address that. I'll defer to my supporters to describe the detail there.
Yes, thank you, Assemblywoman Waldron. We had originally attempted to increase the construction limit, which is what caused the opposition that may have came in from labor on our bill in the introduced version. We have since been working with the various organizations and looking at what's called the UCAC, which is the Uniform Construction Cost Accounting Control Act, and that has a higher than statutorily established limit for construction contracts. So we're really trying to figure out how we fit within that, and hopefully we can make some changes in the act to allow us to more expeditiously work through some of these, what I'll call non-formal bids.
No, I understand. Thank you, because transit districts do go out to bid on a lot of things other than construction as well. So thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions from the committee? It's been moved and seconded. Would you like to close, Mr. Mullen?
Respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you very much. Secretary, please call the roll.
The motion is due pass. Eggman.
Aye.
Eggman, aye. Waldron. Aye. Waldron, aye. Mullen.
Aye.
Mullen, aye. Bonilla. Bonilla, aye. Chu. Cooley.
Aye.
Cooley, aye. Jones. Gordon. Linder.
Measures out 5-0. Thank you, Mr. Mullen. Do we have any update on Mr. Thurman? We've done consent?
Can I add on?
Oh.
Yeah, we do.
Okay, let's open it up for Mr. Quirk, AB 1919.
Item 3, AB 1919, Waldron. No. Waldron, no. Bonilla. Bonilla, aye. Chu. Jones. Linder.
That bill is now out on the 5-1 vote. The next vote up is AB 2031 by Mr. Bonta.
Current vote is 4-0. Waldron.
Aye.
Waldron, aye. Bonilla. Aye. Bonilla, aye. Chu. Jones. Linder.
That bill is now out 6-0.
Okay, I could. We want to do add-ons.
We did the consent calendar. We could do some add-ons.
Okay. Item 2, AB 1658, Bigelow. Bonilla. Bonilla, aye. Chu. Jones. Linder. Item 3. Item 6, AB 2220, Cooper. Bonilla. Bonilla, aye. Chu. Jones. Linder. Item 9, AB 2471, Quirk. Bonilla. Bonilla, aye. Chu. Jones. Linder. That's it. Consent.
We did consent.
Consent calendar. We got everything on consent.
Is he in the committee?
Need someone to present his bill based on the analysis?
Yeah. Item 2, AB 1658, Bigelow. Linder.
Aye.
Linder, aye. Item 3, AB 1919, Quirk. Linder.
No.
Linder, no. Item 4, AB 2030, Mullen. Linder. Linder, aye. Item 5, AB 2031, Bonta and Atkins. Linder.
No.
Linder, no. Item 6, AB 2220 Cooper, Linder.
Aye.
Linder, aye. Item 7, AB 2389 Ridley Thomas.
Aye.
Linder, aye. Item 9, AB 2471 Quirk, Linder.
Aye.
Linder, aye. Item 10, AB 2492 Alejo, Linder.
No.
Linder, no. Okay, that's it for right now.
Yes.
Ms. Waldron, can you chair?
Oh, that's great. I was suggesting that earlier.
Outstanding.
Utility player. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good looking like you.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon. This is a simple bill, again, addressing the issue of the housing crisis and how do we free up more housing stock. So this bill just makes it permissive for a local agency to be able to create an ordinance for single-family units and residential to do an ordinance for the small, like not a detached mother-in-law, but somebody who might have an extra master suite who'd like to rent that out. This allows for local agencies, if they so desire, to create an ordinance to regulate that. Okay. We have witnesses in support?
Yeah, I'll start. Good afternoon. Thank you for hanging in there for us. I'm Ellen Nicosia. I'm the,
is the author.
Should we let him go? I'm the Director of Finance and Operations for Lily Pad Homes. It's a nonprofit organization that helps people create second units. These units offer a more affordable housing option for homeowners and renters. We have a motion? Okay. Creating economically healthy, diverse, multi-generational communities and protecting the environment by reducing carbon emissions. LilyPad's role is to bring public and governmental attention to the opportunity to redevelop the existing housing stock to house a changing society and to act as champion and guide for homeowners who face obstacles in creating accessory dwelling units. Rachel Guinness, the founder of and executive director of LilyPad Homes, is a LEED accredited designer and a general contractor. When she became a single parent, she temporarily repurposed the master bedroom of her home into a rental unit, which provided the income she needed to stay in her home. Once her daughter left home, she moved into the former master bedroom and rented out the rest of the house to a young family to provide herself with the financial freedom to start a nonprofit to help others learn how to do what she had done. When her home now has a rental history for both the large part and for the small apartment, so when someone wants to buy her home eventually, they will be able to get a loan based on that rental income history for either part of the home that they choose to live in. This opens up home ownership to a broader spectrum of the population. You can currently have all the roommates you want in your home, but when you want to build a privacy into the home, the fees and requirements that come into play make it expensive and in many cases impossible to do. The primary obstacles are the fees imposed by the municipalities and utility agencies and the requirements for fire sprinklers and additional parking. In one Marin County city, the fees for a 500 square foot accessory dwelling unit are over $27,000. That's roughly a third to the city, a third to the water agency, and a third to the sewer agency. The same size junior accessory dwelling unit, which was what we're proposing with this bill, for that the fees are $414 versus $27,000. That's the kind of difference the passage of this bill could make throughout the state. LilyPad Homes has undertaken this work to create housing opportunities for women, families, people moving into retirement, seniors, and local workers. We want people to have the option to live in the communities where they grew up, where their families live, and where they work. I ask for your support of this bill. Also speaking on behalf of the bill, from a local government perspective, are Pat Eklund and Kate Meese.
Good, please. And note that bill's been moved and seconded.
So keep it short. Got it. Kate Meese, Executive Director of the Local Government Commission. I will keep it very brief. We are very much in support of this bill. We think it's a great market-based mechanism to increase housing supply near term. We understand that it's not the only tool. We'll need to do the bigger, larger projects, but recognizing the complexity around financing and funding those projects and the fact that there often is a community opposition element, we think this is a great way to increase housing supply for affordable housing and also to meet our environmental goals as well, to likely cut down on greenhouse gas emissions resulting from shorter commutes and providing housing near workplaces and schools and everything else. So very much in support of the bill, and thank you for your consideration.
Thank you very much. Next person speaking in support.
Yes, good afternoon. My name is Pat Eklund, and I'm serving this year as mayor of the city of Novato. I've been elected to the city council since June of 1995, and I'm past president of the League of California Cities in 2004-2005, where I know a lot of the assembly members that are up here. I want to echo what Assemblymember Bonta said earlier. All hands on deck for housing. There's no question about it. It's throughout the state of California, and I would say actually throughout the country. I am supporting Assemblymember Thurman's Bill 2406 because it allows local governments to provide a creative and new way to accommodate today's need for housing through what is termed junior units. I am so proud to be the mayor of the city that was the first city in the state of California to use and get the HCD to allow us to count towards our RENA junior units. And wanted to thank Rachel and Lily Pads for helping us through that process. You know, in Marin County, there's a lot of single folks that are living in their homes, not just seniors, like my mom. She's 89 years old. She lives in the house I grew up in, 4 bedrooms. There used to be 6 people living in that house. But there's a lot of working people that choose to be single, to choose to have a 3-4 bedroom house in Marin County and actually throughout the state of California. And what this bill allows local governments to do is a creative way to be able to provide housing. We as part of our housing element, got second units, and we're really promoting it in our community. And we had to work with the water district, the fire district, and the sanitary district to try to lower the fees. I was mayor when we did that 4 years ago. They wouldn't. And so fees for a second unit right now in our town costs $32,000 just for fees. That's not even construction of the second unit. So with these junior units in the city of Novato, the fees are costing $800. So really support the bill and limiting the fees, not only for sewer and water, but also for fire. You have to include fire because they institute fees. Sprinklers, most houses are already sprinklered. But anyway, I really am supporting this bill. It's a huge housing need, and this is going to really fulfill it. It's going to give us that flexibility that local governments need. Thank you for your support for the bill.
Thank you very much. Others speaking in support today?
Tim Shannon for the California Apartment Association in strong support.
Thank you. Others?
Karen Lang on behalf of the Napa County Board of Supervisors and the Sonoma County Board of Supervisors, and Kathy Christian asked me to also relay the Marin County Board of Supervisors support. She had to run off, so thank you.
Thank you.
Aaron Guerrero on behalf of California Building Industry Association, also in support.
Madam Chair, members, Kendra Harris with the League of California Cities. We're sort of in-betweeners. We've been in conversations with the author staff. We had a couple of concerns with the bill. They've been really receptive to our concerns, and we want to continue those conversations. So we don't have an official position at this time, but we're hoping to eventually get to a position of support.
Thank you very much. Anybody speaking in opposition to this bill today? Questions from the committee? Move the bill. It's been moved and seconded. I think this is the epitome of nice low-hanging fruit that we can take into the housing stock. Mr. Thurman, would you like to close?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Simply would like to thank the chair for presenting for me so I could catch my breath after running here. We are sorry to delay you, but we think that this is an important product that, as you've heard, can address many issues, the lack of housing stock, helping people to be able to afford to stay in their home and to rent to someone in their home who also needs affordable housing. I would respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you very much. Secretary, please call the roll.
The motion is do pass. Eggman.
Aye.
Eggman, aye. Waldron. Mullen. Aye. Mullen, I. Bonilla. Chu. Chu, I. Cooley. Cooley, I. Jones. Gordon. Gordon, I. Linder. Linder, I.
It bills out 6-0. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Okay. Okay, this concludes our business for the day. Without an objection, we'll leave the roll open for 10 minutes for add-ons, after which time this hearing will stand adjourned.